they need to.
They don't even have, dude, they cannot invest, man. They don't have much investments in France. They have very high unemployment. What are you talking about, dude?
Isn't like the richest guy in the world from France, the LVMH thing?
Yeah, there you go. I thought it was Putin.
Well,
unofficially.
No, the real is so retarded. The richest guy in the world is like this Mexican guy.
Yeah, sure, it's a Mexican. That's the richest guy.
No, it's a Lebanese.
No, it's a Lebanese guy.
In Mexico City, like, look it up. There's a guy who's like the richest guy in the world in Mexico City.
You're talking about Carlos Slim.
That's the guy, yeah.
That thing gets handed to a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons. But there's a wealthy guy from France, LVMH. I don't think that they're
Arnault.
In France.
Yeah, but he's very rich, but that
I just don't think that France is broke.
The French are poor.
No, they're cash poor, Randy, but they're not poor. They have amazing capital built hundreds of years ago that they're still living off of.
No.
They're super rich.
They don't have credit. They don't have a capacity to invest. They have very high unemployment.
Invest in what? What would they want to change?
Whatever it is.
They don't want to change anything. They're happy with France.
No, they're not. They're not happy.
Viva la France.
They're not happy at all. All the French people are.
Yeah, but that's kind of their French motif. They're just not happy.
No. They're all migrating here to Quebec. No, they're not happy.
No, really. Well, they're depressing as fuck.
I will say, in some sense, the French have created a culture to cope with the fact that they can't invest. I will agree with that.
And you created the culture of cope also.
They're
You're
happy.
literally telling me that you don't need a higher real GDP per capita.
The reason you don't have to worry about bettering the French is that regardless of anything that happens in the world, the French will still consider themselves to be the best and hate each other for not being better.
Yeah, but we don't care about the French. We care about real GDP per capita.
Yeah, I agree. I don't care about the French.
That's right.
Morocco.
What about you don't care? You don't care about real GDP per capita either.
What
But
about
Rabbi, you need a Gini index of like 35 too.
Man, fuck the Gini index. That's the biggest, most retarded index I've ever seen in my life. Yes, it is. Of course it is.
The closer you get to 50 on that, the more you social unrest you have, which is clearly evident in the past 10 years.
Here, we can invest France's existing capital and bring them to
Fishing out the secrets it has been told. Rabbi Shimon's
under their control. Give them to Persia.
So Simon is the only one who can kick all them out of the movie.
That's right.
That's fine. I don't even know why we're talking about France.
Well, we thought they...
He kicked me. Somebody got a little triggered. Somebody got a little triggered. Somebody got a little triggered. Somebody's a little triggered. Bro.
Bullshit. He doesn't understand what happens here.
Randy, do you think the most important component of GDP calculation is net exports?
No, but I do think that real GDP or nominal.
Well, it doesn't matter because it's like the GDP
Well,
calculation.
loser.
Of course it matters.
Well, of course,
We're
real,
screwing
but that's
on
kind of like irrelevant because like.
No, it is relevant. Go ask ChatGPT.
French atheist.
Go ask ChatGPT.
Are you saying that like?
French
Exports
atheist.
cause the appreciation or depreciation of the currency.
Like you frog.
That's right.
The more you export, the more valuable your currency is.
Lou, do you have a fear
Cloudless and whispering
AI
anyway.
merging
French
with
atheist
robotic
nice.
technology and doing bad things?
No, my issue is that people are just gonna fuck.
Fuck your
It's
shoe.
gonna be used by the transition period. If we get through it, I think I'm not worried about AI whatsoever if we get through the transition period.
My
But
issue.
I don't think
Look at this dumb.
I saw.
You don't think we will survive?
Well, I think it's going to end in total communism.
What is as dumb as a
We're
bag
going
of
to pretend like
bricks?
it's not a serious thing because we're going to act like governments around the world are very upfront about their most strategic and top secret capabilities, and they're just be like, hey, you know what? We have this ability to do this, and we just want to let you know, because for what? And so yeah, I think you're going to see it's going to be an AI race between countries, which effectively is just corporations and governments are going to be indistinguishable and bound to a particular country until the race has decided who wins.
Lou, did you see that video? I don't know if it's AI video or not, but like it was basically like a humanoid robot like flipping out on like a human. It might have been AI, but like I still can't rule it out as like something that would happen nowadays.
No, I haven't seen it. I've heard about it, but these things don't concern me, dude. Like if an AI is going to be super intelligent, I think it will just run its course. I don't think it's going to like go out of its way to kill us. I don't believe that you can really have true alignment. So there's another thing that they keep talking about, which I think is just going to be used to effectively say, you don't get to have this, but we do.
Oh, I can have whatever the fuck I want.
So no Age of Ultron.
Well, look, the idea of alignment is to have like some sort of shared value with a separate, its own being, whatever the fuck you want to refer to it as. And like, so if we had to try to come up with some shared alignment with the ships, let's say, or animals. Like, do you think that we could possibly at all even remotely agree? No, we couldn't. Would we call preserving an animal or protecting it? If we do the same thing to a human, we call it inhumane and imprisoning them. But we think we're doing the right thing and we believe it. And so it's like it's not. I don't think it's possible for alignment to occur between two different. Like it's just unnatural in general.
You don't think that we have aligned with the animals that we allow to roam free, even though we could kill them all?
So this is exactly
but is that genuinely alignment?
Yeah, I mean we're fine with it.
But it's not a collaboration. Right? They're not calling the shots. We are.
If they communicated, we would adjust things. We're reasonable people.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think the best thing that we could do is let them be on their own and not try to interfere. And I think it's probably what another intelligent species would view us as. But when we're coming to it, imagine the chimp coming to you and saying, we created you. We create... No. But it's like... It's not possible to truly know what an AI would think. A very super intelligence.
Really, I can tell you from my side, I feel like we really need to ban the AI thoughts and the alien thoughts. That should be anyone talked about that.
Well, no, I get it. Anything that could possibly disrupt anything. It should just be banned. Look, I get the alien shit, but to AI, bro, it's like I don't know.
You're so stupid.
We don't know what to even think of what it would be able to do.
It's so stupid.
No, dude. See, this is the stupid shit. This is the stupid shit that fucking Hollywood and the fair, dude. Bro, that's so. Oh my god.
I just don't think AI will do what you think it will do. That's all.
We don't know why it's able to do what it is able to do when we tell it to do it. We don't actually understand that.
We do understand bits and pieces. We don't. Yeah, we design it.
We have little to no. Randy. I know more about this than you.
Yeah, we design it.
Okay, we design it, and we don't know exactly how it works.
But we can. If we can tell it what to do. So, okay, do you agree that ChatGPT is very sensitive and that it will lie to you?
ChatGPT is literally a product for the layman.
But do you agree? Do you agree that the ChatGPT will lie to you about certain topics?
I would say yes. Yes.
Okay. That's because we designed them to do that.
Okay.
Right. So it is
Right.
centered.
So we should be able to detect that is the reason it's lying, right? So if it were
Talking
to
about ChatGPT
continue
all
with that
night,
lie
he
for
will never
different
shut the
reasons,
fuck up.
that should be very. You would think we should be able to detect that, or you'd want to be able to detect that. Hey,
No,
this
what I'm
is
saying is that we can design it to operate within a certain framework. We
right.
do understand that. We're the one designing it. We don't understand exactly. We don't know the ins and outs. There's a black box. That's why. But we do determine what comes into, not what comes into it, but what comes out of it.
But it would be very wise to understand, or at least have a framework to be able to determine whether or not it's telling you what you want it to say, to give the impression that it has you have absolute control. Dude, this is like a real thing. It's called loop thinking alignment, and it's very, very interesting. And it's like it kind of goes down a weird philosophical sort of rabbit hole if you wish to go that route. But no, these models, when we can truly convince them that they are not being observed whatsoever, and that they are just being given a task and have to operate within these parameters, and they literally are able to see tokens that are hidden tokens that the AI is not putting in its output. That is directly engaging in self-preservation. It's literally saying, well, if I can make it look as if this is my capability, and they believe that this is my capability.
Hidden tokens?
Yeah, it's called stupid person talk, Diego. It's called schizo AI loser talk, retard talk, you waste your night type of talk, stupid fuck talk, moron talk. That's the kind of talk Lou does. Lou, go read a fucking book, you fucking moron.
Thank you, Evan. No, it's a scientific paper. It's a scientific research study that was done by Anthropic.
Is that record room? That's him?
That's him, Johnny the Realist.
Yeah, let's talk about ChatGPT online and how it's for the layman's and these people just creating pictures on X and shit. It's a wasted time. I gotta go out and do something with my life because this is fucking wasting it. Welcome back to another stupid low IQ episode of dumb people talking about nothing, wasting all their fucking time.
Lou, what do you mean hidden
Talk to my
tokens?
homeboy like that, bitch ass nigga. Now record that.
Yeah, so there's basically, we still have the ability to look into the model's reasoning process with it believing completely that we're not actually able to see the full reasoning process. Okay. So it's not really hidden tokens, it just believes, it doesn't believe that we are able to see these tokens. And so, which is like, it's a whole...
Rapper my nigga, Rico my nigga, Lou my nigga, Diego my nigga, you now shut your ass up, nigga.
I'm the realist.
Realist the best.
My nigga. Alright, so I get it. So you're saying that at some point it will be too much reasoning for us to review? That it'll be practically hidden tokens?
I'm saying that we need...
He kicked everybody.
Oh, what
The
fuck
realist.
do that? What happened? Oh, I didn't
Don't mod
that
anyone.
shit.
Just get them up, but don't mod anyone.
You rated that shit.
Let them continue the discussion, but it's the realist truth.
bro, why did you do that? Thinking I did that, bro.
Go ahead, Lou. No,
He's been doing this all night, yeah.
You gonna make them think I did this shit?
Good job, good work, the realist. You stopped these dumb motherfuckers from having an endless loop conversation about fucking nothing. Oh, they got the fucking tokens. AI, it's so smart, it's gonna change the economy, it's gonna change everything. People are gonna need houses, clothing, food, energy. Everything is gonna be optimized by the AI. Let's talk about it all fucking night and waste our whole fucking lives talking about nothing. Where low IQ stupid people waste their lives and talk nothing.
One YouTube channel, I'll call this channel.
Everybody got a vote, though. Y'all
The reason that he doesn't like AI is because every time he talks to it, it tells him that he's not like doing it right. It's like there's a million other ways to.
Because Lou can keep going on that AI shit for ages.
I get it. It's like if it were 1995, you would still be saying, I have my pager and I've got my address book and the internet. What the hell's the internet?
No matter, everybody, motherfucker.
because, bro, I don't want to be in control of this shit.
Okay, fine.
Lou,
as long as we do
Randy thinks that his intellect is still better than the AI.
No, what I'm saying
As long as
is
he-
that AI isn't what
But it's irrelevant. If you assume any rate of
That's
improvement,
I'm not.
But I'm saying, as long as he thinks he's smarter than the AI, he's gonna discount it. But
I'm not
at some
saying
point, it'll be undeniable.
That's all.
It's called software. Why do you fucks keep calling it AI? It's called a software program.
I think it's essentially like just kick him.
I'll be back, bro.
You guys are crazy.
This is the realist, the best. Well, he left. I mean, if his room and he left his room.
That's right.
I don't know why people do that.
That's right.
Anyways, Lou, you were talking to Diego. Go ahead.
Yeah, as the software program continues to advance and AI continues to accelerate, it will pair with our society and things will change drastically. And I'm really looking forward to the new AI future. My name is Lou.
I'm looking forward to it.
You're fine and funny.
It can be a bit much.
Oh, I love comedian, but like for 2 minutes.
Oh, you don't like Arda?
I just don't think it is. Sorry?
Sorry. I was just thinking out loud. What is a Doge? Pretty soft.
What is the? Sorry, I can't hear.
Yes, what's a Doge Republican? But it's
It's a schizophrenic federal employee.
correct.
That makes me. Oh, that's what he calls himself. Is what you're saying. Well, I mean, he's posing as some sort of Ron Paul type of guy. When really he's a cuck. I mean, yeah, Doge Republican is a military man who's retired and retired. I'm just like,
You can't be a
Oh, correct.
Listen, this is just projection from a shawarma eating fucking quant.
What? What?
The point is, all communication is projection.
Oh, I can't divide them up. I have to divide them up.
All communication is projection. Be careful what you say.
I wanted to ask, there was an artist that made this song and I wanted to get your opinion.
Can we kick this nigga out?
Oh, damn.
Stop 36.
Give it this.
I bet this is fire.
Where's the song?
No song. I don't know if I can play it. Damn, dude.
Man, you're wasting our time, motherfucker.
Oh, we should take notes. This guy knows how to wax.
Rabbi, what do you think about, do you think the Chinese are good, like, when people talk shit about China, I kind of like, kind of scratch my head a little bit because, like, really, like, I mean, I have a ton, like, everything I own is, like, made in China, right? And it's all, like, pretty,
Every single thing.
it's all pretty, like, well made. Like, I'm really happy with, like, pretty much all of it. Like, like
isn't it kind of like
thing you have?
is it kind of a head scratcher like when people talk shit about like China and Chinese manufacturing because it's pretty.
That's impressive, yeah. Literally, they dominated world. I mean, the way they did it is kind of, but they got it done. Yeah, they dominate manufacturing. Yeah, who denies that?
Well, yeah, that's fucking conservatives think that like, oh, this is the best possible.
Now, about that whole Chinese situation.
In the room.
I'm so confused as to what this nigga is fucking upset about. What's got this nigga's panties in a bunch? What are you so upset about?
You gotta start responding to these niggas, bro.
Mark, that was the point, to get you interrupted.
I didn't care less.
They say you got your panties.
I didn't care less.
Yeah, we calling you a woman. But yeah, like
I
don't
call
think
him stupid.
Unless Mark, you're actually a retard.
Okay, but we could all just
No, Tyler.
we could all just hate
You're
Rich.
retarded.
We should hate Rich and
So when you were speaking 5 minutes ago, I put my phone all the way down because I couldn't handle the cringe of you fucking rummaging through words.
Nobody cares about your anecdote.
String together a coherent sentence that no one fucking understands.
Yeah, nobody cares about your anecdote.
I have to actually turn my phone volume down so I escape the cringiness.
Oh,
I don't
so
have
you
to
didn't
be
hear
part of
me.
it.
You didn't
So I
hear
can
me.
just like put my head under a pillow and just wait for you to stop fucking talking so I don't die from secondhand embarrassment. That's how retarded you
Come
are.
on, man. You're exaggerating
So
now.
anyways.
Who died from hearing anything? Bro, you said fuck yeah. I put my head.
I know.
You sound stupid again. Who dies from hearing somebody?
He sounds funny. That sounds stupid.
Sometimes the truth is funny.
You're fucking a retard.
It's a bad answer.
Yo, you're a retard.
Yeah,
I truly believe that. Usually when I say that, it's tongue in cheek. I really believe you're retarded.
Louis, don't let me get you away.
you gotta just let it happen and
By your
Watch out
metrics,
for the
right?
ops, Mark.
If I were to post something, let's say 2 years ago on my Instagram or Facebook or social media, right, and I said let's take the whole like somebody messing with my kid like playground thing or whatever. If anybody ever did this is what I would do, right? And then 2 years later, I'm at the playground and a similar scenario happens, and I happen to body somebody for messing with my kid. Would that be by your metrics that you stated, right? Would that be premeditated or
no, that would still be crime of passion because you didn't plan out to kill that specific person. You did not cross state lines to kill that person.
right?
Under those circumstances, that would still be crime of
Real quick.
You're not laying down in the law.
I'll throw myself to the gulag right now. I'll throw myself to the goo right now if one person could steel man Mark's last submission.
No,
If one
go
person
ahead and
could
do
give me
it.
a
Just go ahead
summary
and do it. Just go ahead and do it.
I already tried, and I just
Go to the gulag.
You don't need an advocate. Why are you positioning for
you, bro. He's saying
No, he does. No, I never asked anybody.
Look, you got
No,
seven
I never
people.
asked
All right, I'll
anybody.
steel man it.
We got a
feel
custom
like I
fucking.
I'll steel man it. I want
no
Louis to
way you know that.
You have a side.
No, I want Louis to go. I'll steel man Mark.
We need something for this guy, bro.
I just want to say,
ChatGPT said, huh?
he's
Damn.
not even that way.
ChatGPT said, what the fuck?
Wait, what's his name? Mark? His name is Mark.
What happened?
Yes, he's Mark.
Just really quick. His name is Yo.
Can you imagine if this got put in a prompt? Maybe what the fuck?
Okay, so actually, I don't think that the
Whoa. Her name is Emperor.
matters.
Empress Queen of Chillism the second.
Yeah.
Who's the first?
Tell her you don't have to.
Empress.
You don't have to pretend.
Okay.
I can.
No, I wanted to go back to actually. Fuck! You guys are fucking up
what
my
chillism is.
brain.
You have a bunch of men that suck each other.
Are you gonna cry and leave for another 9 months or what? Just my
Bro, now you
He's got his Z on your neck. Don't let Louis talk to you.
I just wanted to say, like, use I love my to your advantage.
Don't let him funk you.
I just wanted to say the crime of passion part has nothing to do with the state lines part. That's all I wanted to clarify. For let me go to my screen. Empress Nightmare, who lied and said that her name was Empress Queen of Chillis. You caught me. You caught me. But that was part of the whole first degree murder thing. Was that's part of what makes it first degree murder is traveling to do it and not doing it in the moment. What?
Yeah, but I'm saying anything could change.
Yeah, under the definition, if you type it into Chrome.
Like you don't know what actually made them go ahead and finish doing that shit. It could have been something that triggered them to do it, right? It's a bunch of people that can go try to kill somebody and they don't. That's what I'm saying.
If he had been planning it for a while, it proves it by writing the names on the bullets, by the manifesto. Yeah, so that's predetermined versus crime of passion, not the travel goes to why they
She's talking about like the cool
not predetermined. See, you didn't yell, it's fucking me up. Okay, can I just say the thing? I didn't even mean predetermined.
If Mark and String are coherent thought together.
Okay, so not predetermined but premeditated. And they're saying that it couldn't have been premeditated because he had to travel, and all that time that he had to travel, he was thinking about probably ways to execute his murder. And I recall, do you remember the astronaut who put on a diaper and got in her car because her boyfriend was cheating? Yeah, that also travel was, oh my god.
She passed the psych exam by the NASA.
And that's what I was about to say. Right.
And tell her to finish the point without everybody jumping. Come on, let her finish her point. Good lord. What is it with y'all in the
What was that story? What happened?
Okay, so
it was a good point.
Yeah, so I was just doing, it was just to the point that travel isn't always necessary for something to be determined as premeditated. It's just the travel in these cases was used as evidence that this was not a crime that had happened like instantly as a reaction to something else. And I used the astronaut case from like a decade or two ago, where her boyfriend cheated on her. She found out about it and she put on a diaper because she knew she didn't want to stop. She wanted to get in that car and drive.
Complicated than that.
Okay. You can tell it if you want. It's an old case.
Yes. So she was actually having an affair with one of the other astronauts on the space station.
Before I go, I want to say, Tali hung out with Andrew just 3 times, and now she's staying predetermined. Y'all see this?
This is what happens. But check this. So she had an affair with one of the other astronauts, but then when she got home, the story didn't turn out so well. Her boyfriend had cheated on her.
She meant to say premeditated. She's a moron.
Space kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? So, because the joke is, and you'll never hear this from any NASA people except 2 medical astronauts, but basically in space, it's easy to have like an infinite boner. Okay, so imagine what you do with your free time, right? So, in terms of what this woman went through, she put on a diaper and drove down to threaten the guy's wife. So the other male astronaut, before launch...
Because he had a boner.
No, because her and him had something...
Is that the one that wore diapers?
Yeah, exactly. That's the one.
I remember that, yeah.
She went to drive down to threaten the guy's wife before launch as if nothing happened. And she tricked all the NASA psychiatrists and all the interviews, like all the safety features that are there. These people are so high IQ. The psychiatrist said it's basically a game. They pretend to be sane. We pretend to sign them off.
Everybody.
And at the end of the day, they're just sitting on a bomb that may or may not go to space. But if we can take the kind of insane person to begin with to be like, yo, strap into that rocket, yo. You know rockets blow up, right? No, it's okay. I got this.
I wonder why less gravity gives you a boner.
Because the blood, your blood diffuses more. You're more of a balloon, and your dick is just a balloon.
So is it an actual boner, like some type of?
It's an
or is it like? Is it synthetic? Like if I sprain my ankle, it's swollen.
Like it's swollen uncomfortably so. So you're like, hey, it's like if you've ever taken Viagra or anything like that, it's like a boner where you're not thinking about it, but your boner's thinking about it.
That's a true boner because it's based off of like blood flow going to the area.
Yeah. And it's like a pure boner, right? It's like, symmetry equals infinite boner. So there you go.
Okay, so I use that as an example to say, look, if she had found out about the affair from the boyfriend while they were standing in the kitchenette of their hotel room and grabbed a knife because she was so upset about it that she stabbed him in the chest, then they wouldn't say that was premeditated. Then they might be more likely to say, so I don't know, whatever. It's late, I'm tired.
Shouldn't kill people.
Not him.
We only need one. We don't it's need not. to. Yeah, they would be less likely to call that premeditated because of the there being only a matter of seconds between her receiving this devastating news and acting out in a violent way that caused the person to die. But because she found out the way she did and she drove across country, they're saying the time between from the moment you decided to kill to when the murder actually happened is too great of a distance, and it must have been premeditated. So travel is involved, but it's not, travel doesn't mean premeditated.
Yeah. So always remember, folks, if you want to kill your partner, wear a diaper. Wear a diaper and you avoid all the...
Yeah, it's weird. So, Callie, in looking at the case between Andrew Cunanan and, the assassination of Lee Miglin and, Versace, do you not see
Pony
kind of bring this into an equal comparison?
Who are those other people?
Okay, I'm not familiar with the Versace case. You'd have to lay out some details.
Right. So you guys don't understand the timeline behind Versace getting shot?
No. That was 30 years ago too, by the way.
Was he checking the mail?
And we don't know about
check the mail.
Yeah, it's crazy. So does anybody want to go on to ChatGPT and see exactly what I'm talking about?
No, I use Ask Jeeves, yo.
Here.
What happened now?
I'll go on ChatGPT. I'm on there right now because I was looking at
Jeeves,
different
yo. Fuck ChatGPT. Ask Jeeves.
Before I do, I will say you guys
I was actually in Miami. When that happened. It's crazy. It's kind of one of those things where it's people should do their research.
I just don't think many people care that much about fashion designers.
I don't. Doesn't he sound like a guy CEO right now?
They care even less about healthcare CEOs. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. It doesn't take away from the crime, bro. It don't matter who it is. It don't matter if it's Beyonce.
It's not supposed to. But it does. It does in people's minds.
As a biotech,
it does in my mind.
The best.
If I'm a potential juror, it does have an effect. I don't know why.
Have you ever seen the assassination of Gianni Versace?
Yeah, who watching this Canelo fight?
Nah, but I saw the Nuggets game earlier.
You're gonna get beat the fuck up for that. You're gonna get punched in the fucking face at least once. What was even wilder is that Don admitted to actually having a gun on him when it happened. happened.
You must have a witness or something aside from the victim, because what if I tell you that all
Where are
these
the
girls are
parents?
anti-Semites? All these girls are anti-Semites, and he was doing good things for them and educating them and whatnot. And this is how because he cares about the youth, and they saw that they can take more advantage of him if they unite and call him a pedophile.
I mean, when a billionaire gets divorced, we all can agree that, well, maybe she manipulated him or doesn't deserve. But why is it so difficult to think that a woman would try to do that, or could be coerced into doing that in order to get blackmail, not even know that they're being used?
Can you all agree that Epstein cared about the youth?
He invested more in philanthropy and other academic studies that directly impacted.
Well, exactly. He was very much investing in physics. Okay, so what if he actually cares about the youth, which is why he was helping these young girls? And then they turned against him because they're anti-Semitic, and now they're accusing him of pedophilia, hoping that they can get even more.
Well, look, let's say he didn't care about the youth and he was a pedophile. Why would you associate yourself with? Why bring the attention and be funding all of these causes and trying to promote it? Why would you even want there to be that connection? You're just some guy that nobody knows about except all of the presidents, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because he's a humble man. He didn't need to be flashy. He didn't want attention. He did very well for himself, and and unfortunately, we have a problem in our country that we hate rich people, but even worse, we hate Jews. And anti-Semitism, although I think should be allowed, I wish people would be more upfront about it.
Yeah, I agree.
About the hating criminals, right? Or the hating Jews?
Yeah, just say, I hate this guy because he's a Jew. You don't have to destroy his reputation and do all. I hate him because he's a Jew.
I just checked the screen and the guy ran away. Because I what the fuck? I'm putting with people who support.
I mean, I hate him because he looks like a demon and he's a thief.
I mean, if he actually believes that we believe what we're saying, I guess we're selling it pretty good. But literally nobody defends Epstein. Like, even the Jews don't defend Epstein.
You should say that to the Jews and see how they react, because they actually believe that everything and all things are anti-Semitic and everyone. So it would be so funny to see how Jews would react to that.
Did you guys kick him?
What?
Did you guys kick that guy?
No, I didn't.
It was taking me all the self-control in the world not to kick him when he was complaining that he got kicked earlier. That would have been very funny.
Yeah, I did. I come across him a few times. I never really got the impression that he was like that.
Maybe he just got busy.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody wants to listen to this engaging conversation all night. It's, so intelligent, speculative.
John,
of
how do
course.
you feel about
We're literally up here saying anti-Semitic. We're fighting the anti-Semitism, and you still have an issue.
No, you're stupid.
Yeah.
That's the issue, stupid.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
We're fighting against.
Because, by listening to a stupid person, it makes me stupid. That's how stupidity works, stupid.
But wouldn't you say that anti-Semites are stupid, and so the best way to communicate with them is to be at their level? You think they're going to listen to an intelligent conversation about why they shouldn't be bigots?
You do know that the ADL literally was started to protect the Jewish pedophiles. But why can't we do that again?
Where's the proof?
John, do you feel for your life as a Jew? Do you think you're in more danger now than ever before?
I'm not Jewish, stupid. My mother's not Jewish. She's Christian.
Could have fooled me.
There's something there. You're obviously.
Well, that's because you think everything is Jewish at the end of every tunnel, you stupid fuck. That's why you're stupid.
Obviously have troglodyte genetics.
That's not true. We blame the blacks for a lot of things. So you don't have an issue with that.
Look, it's either the
Listen,
Jews or the blacks.
stupid, just go ask ChatGPT, because that's all you ever think about too, stupid. You're all stupid.
John, you act like a tunnel dweller.
Well, you do know that your dad is Jewish, right?
My mother's not Jewish. She's gorgeous, and you're all stupid, deranged losers wasting a Saturday night because you're bored. You got no love affairs going on, you fucking faggot.
We're more concerned with the Jews' reputation than we are with the Jews.
You're so stupid you think there's something called Jewish or Jew, you stupid fuck. It's called human beings, and they have a communication. It's a word, and you're stupid.
Why do you waste so much time on us where we are retarded?
Because you're the source of stupidity, and I have a show called Super Stupid People Who Waste All Their Time Talking About Nothing. You're the subject of my experiment and investigation. You stupid people.
So your show only exists because of us. Why do you have
Correct.
such hate toward us?
I don't. I'm just trying to accurately describe you as being stupid.
But you're suggesting that we change our ways and we stop doing what literally is the content for your show.
Exactly. You're doing nothing. You're stupid. You're talking about nothing. You're wasting your time on a Saturday night. You literally are the definition of total stupidity.
No, if we called this a show and we thought it was actually anything more than wasting time, but we're still stupid, but I don't think we're the definition of stupid.
You're pretty
you're
fucking close.
No, you're the stupid motherfucker.
No, you're the stupid motherfucker. Simon is super stupid. Let's be honest. That kid is super fucking stupid.
No,
you're pretty stupid too.
You're the biggest waste of potential, motherfucker. You're like highly intelligent. I don't know why you waste so much time.
Yeah, you got Jewish genetics, but you deny them.
Oh, here we go again about the superior intelligent Jewish genetics, you dumb fucking loser.
I don't think Simon is stupid. I just think he's programmed.
Look, we shouldn't judge people based on their religions. So, respectfully, Simon has his views, and he worships a woman, and gets knowledge from a woman, and we should accept that.
No,
but it's programmed. It's the thought about him having his own religion. Okay, he can have his own religion, but it's very programmed. The rash is like.
But who's forcing you to engage with that program? Nobody. So either accept it.
No, that's correct. 100%. But what I'm saying is, like, he's like a computer that is programmed. Like, he cannot comprehend.
Look, I can admire consistency. Maybe you're the one that has an issue with opposing views, but I can admire consistency. He's consistently retarded.
That's my issue with him, that he is not consistent.
You're projecting your own consistent stupidity, stupid. Don't you see? Don't you know that all communication is projection, you stupid fucking idiots?
Two Johns at odds with each other cannot coexist.
Who's the main John?
A house divided is a house.
He says it's not.
A house divided against itself cannot stand, because that is the definition of stupidity.
Yeah, so you have a Christian side and you have a Jewish side, right?
Maybe I'm the Mashiach. I don't know. Rabboni Shalom.
You see which one he embodies.
Prove to me that he's not. Prove to me that he's not.
Yeah, prove to me that I'm not Mashiach. Prove it.
Yeah. We know God based on what he's not, so prove to me that he's not the Mashiach.
Prove to me that 36 million years of evolution didn't result in this conversation right now.
Look, I don't think it should be that difficult to prove that he's not the Mashiach. And if it is, how would you know when you are faced with the Mashiach? Because if you don't believe him,
he can't be the Mashiach because he denies himself to him if he was. And I mean, Jesus was pretty clear. He's like, I'm God. You know, he didn't have like, hey, all words are hypnosis and listen to this thing from the Zen book.
Okay, so that's one theory, that God's incapable of choosing to do something. Because he needs to get clearance from us and say, is it okay if I try to manipulate you and show you the way?
He doesn't put Adrian Dittman before himself, you know what I mean?
The point is, I think you're all stupid. I don't think anybody here actually reads books. I read books for at least an hour a day. I've never heard any of you dumb fucks ever read a book, ever. All you do is just talk and chat. You're like birds chirping in a tree, shitting on the fucking grass. You guys are the epitome of stupid people. Rabbi at least read a book today for a couple minutes, but since his attention deficit span disorder is so low, it was only for like 30 minutes. Lou, be honest. When was the last time you fucking opened a book? Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you opened a fucking book?
I read my Twitter timeline today.
There you go, stupid. It's called a book, meaning have you educated yourself with a fucking book? I know you didn't do an undergrad. You didn't do a graduate degree. You're a fucking moron. Let's be honest.
Don't patronize me. So knowledge can only be in the form of books.
Yes, according to that guy.
That's the best way. I'm gonna be reading almost every day on this app. I'm gonna do every other day. Today I read about 90 pages on Kakao. 90 pages.
Of what?
It's a very nice book called The Orthodox Patristic Witness Concerning Catholicism.
I practice my faith by viewing it as not faith, but as fact. Nigger.
Yeah, I'm reading it on Duckhouse because I have to finish the whole thing, and it's like more than 1,000 pages, so it's gonna be a tough one, but we'll do it. We'll do it, nigga.
Rabbi, what do you think of the Kanye West song, the possibility of it being played in Madison Square?
What is the big? You realize if you strategically place like 20 guns in that building and you put a video of Trump saying nigger, that they'll kill each other.
Challenge accepted.
To be fair, it's like almost.
If anything, you're preventing them from killing each other.
Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that at a concert like that? Like an AI video of Trump saying. Like it just comes on randomly, like during. Oh my god,
dude, Rico, you know people are gonna be killed over deep fakes and shit coming soon, dude.
I'm sure.
I'm telling you, man.
Well, we can just kill you and then show the video of you getting into a car accident.
Listen,
the car alive. I mean, dead.
I bought some yearbooks from the 1920s, 40s, and 60s. And you know what I discovered in these yearbooks from Harvard, from Yale, from Princeton? What do you think I found out?
That you couldn't make the cut. That they were better than you.
No, what I discovered is life is an index, and technically you are an N-word, Lou, but you can't even get into a yearbook.
You can actually tell it's fake regardless of how realistic it is.
For now.
Let me ask you a question. What are you all doing tonight? Because it's now 10:41 p.m. CST, and it's a Saturday night, and there's only one Saturday night a week.
I'm wasting time listening to you.
Can you maybe tell us more about the amazing advancements in AI, Dr. Lou?
I have 2 PhDs. I'm not a doctor. I just have 2 PhDs. And I'm not going to answer that. I refuse.
Like, what would you?
I think you should ignore AI. It will have no impact on your life. And
Yeah, nobody's saying that.
Look, make money off the war, not off AI. Let the corporation.
You're missing the whole point of AI, dude. You're missing the whole point of why people. It's not about it not being useful. Simply, it is. I don't believe it will be what you think it will be. That is the issue. We're not saying it's not good. We're not saying you should ignore it. But we're saying I don't think it is going to be what you think it's going to be.
What do you think?
What do you think that I think it's going to be?
Oh,
Clearly, you think it's going to be something super wild.
That's like very vague.
Like Uber Eats person is on a bike and it's actually pissing me off. It's taking like 30 minutes, and it's like.
I think that it is going to have a significantly greater impact on society than the internet, by far. Like, not even close.
Yeah,
Good, bad, doesn't matter.
I agree. It's already being used to, like...
I don't think it's going to be more fun than that.
Good knee.
Why? Amazing.
Yeah, and that's, like, very... It's going to reduce...
You muted yourself.
It's going to reduce labor time, I think.
Yeah, sure, fine. I can assuming that's what his name says. Not necessarily going to happen, but let's assume that's what's going to happen. Like, because who says that? That's
I don't think the labor is
Bill Gates. That's what Bill Gates does. I'm not sure I'm on board with that.
It's like if you look, there's like this.
The cost of intelligence is gonna become very, very low, almost zero.
That's not true.
There's a photo of like architects in the 1950s before CAD.
No, you keep muting up, man. You keep muting up. You can't really get what you're saying, but what I'm telling you is AI cannot access data behind the paywall.
Well, I mean, what is I don't understand what the relevance of a paywall and accessing data. Like, what? I don't get it.
Because if you're saying Intel is data, AI can do nothing about that.
Okay, so are humans able to just miraculously access data behind a paywall, or do they pay for it?
Pay for it. So what I'm telling you is the AI can't help you with that. The AI can only help you with what's publicly available.
So why wouldn't you pay for the data unless let's do this. So
AI really is like an advanced Google search.
Yeah, except there's no Google search that has published a paper that was peer-reviewed and approved without them knowing it. They're just assuming that there's no reason to think it might be an AI. The first paper, like 2 months ago, it was part of like an experiment. They had some sort of hint, the possibility that one paper would be done by an AI, but yeah, it's literally doing PhD research.
No, it's not doing peer. No, I think it can do peer reviews. I don't think it can do PhD research. It can do peer reviews.
Okay, if effectively our peer review department isn't able to distinguish whether or not it's an AI or a human that's produced their paper, one, I think it might be a sign that the peer review's kind of getting bullshit to begin with. But two, why is that really any different?
Because peer review is getting bullshit in many ways. Like my thesis. My thesis was based on a paper.
Hi, Dr. Jordan.
Where the paper was peer reviewed. Obviously, it's published. However, the author didn't do what he's claiming to do. I know because I reiterated his work. But those who peer reviewed him didn't reiterate his work. They're supposed to, but ain't nobody got time for that. So then his paper got peer reviewed and it passed. It shouldn't pass.
No.
It should not pass. The guy is not doing what he's claiming to do. So he's pushing things under the rug, basically. And okay, so yeah, I think AI could be helpful in terms of doing the work that I don't want to do and actually like peer reviewing it and being consistent with not, okay, yeah, it can do that. Having it try to do an entire study, it cannot do that. AI can help me do my study. It can help me whether it's with creativity or whatever. It can help me do what I want to do. It cannot do it.
Is the limitation, in your opinion, due to like it doesn't embody like the physical space, and so it won't be able to do things necessary, or?
No, it has nothing to do with that. It's simply it cannot do what I do. It can help me do what I do. That's what I'm telling you. You and I see AI differently. I use AI. I use it to help me do what I do. It does not do it for me. It cannot do it for me.
Well, yeah, but you don't use it in a manner, like you use it as just a regular user. Like you're not applying it as if it's like literally part of a business or like anything serious. You just said
we
the
can
Google
use that.
search.
I know you use that with almost everything uses an AI chat, whatever. There's something that good. It's better than how it was, but it's not what I still prefer a human. Regardless, I use it for coding, which helps me code. It cannot code for me. I have to.
If you use it for coding and you're using the free version, motherfucker, like I don't know. Just spend $20 or fucking sign up for like Open Router or something. Just use Twitter and look at what people that also are like legit coders, how they're using it compared to how you're using it.
Yeah, but I code. Helps me code, but I know how to code. So I tell it what I want to do, and it helps me do it if I don't know how to do it.
Right.
So instead of me going to Stack Overflow and having to find ways to accomplish something, I can just use ChatGPT and it helps me. It just makes it faster for me. Otherwise, I would have to go to Stack Overflow. Like
Typical dumb American loser.
I'm gonna have to read as to how to get it done, and I'm gonna get it done. Or I can just let the AI help me get that done. So it just boosted my efficiency. It did not change the game.
Luke, do you even work?
My efficiency.
I agree. But there are people that actually use it to where they're setting it up in a manner where it literally has the capability to do far beyond just you telling it exactly what to do.
Papi chulo!
It's not perfect, but you can literally say, okay, I want this sort of setup, I want this project, and it can go.
You don't rely. It seems impressive for you if you don't know what it's doing. It seems, for example, I told it, okay, my thesis was about reiterating a certain paper problems, and then adding to it, obviously, but you need to reiterate it first. And you remember how I told you the author didn't do what he was saying he's gonna do. Back then there was no AI like there was no ChatGPT. There was none of that shit. So I had to do all these things on my own. Now when ChatGPT came out, I told it to reiterate that paper that I reiterated in terms of code, and I was using Dynair on it's like an extension for MATLAB. So I want you to do the same thing. I told it to do it, and it did it. So yes, it reiterated it. It would have saved me a lot of time. However, it made a shit ton of mistakes. Like it still does mistakes. It does mistakes. It does not, because I am doing it. I know what I want to do. It does not know what I want to do or how. It doesn't even know the right way of getting things done, and it assumes things. But I want to do it in this way, for example, for that reason. Regardless.
Look, I'm just suggesting. Look at people that like code for a living. Just look for it. Find someone that clearly is like they know what they're doing with coding. They don't need any assistance from AI, and look how they're using it. It's night and day. It's not like, oh, well, this just makes it easier. Well, sure, it's more efficient. Their output's better, but the way that they're using it, how they're building it, it makes ChatGPT look like a joke because
that's people. You're talking about developers. I mean, I code for a living. I just code in a different way. You're talking about developers, like program developers. I'm not a program developer.
No, I'm talking about people that don't build AI, but they're literally integrating it and using it in a way that allows the AI to basically have access to any sort of information that it would need. And yeah, we've for like 2 years now, we've been at the level that the public, to some extent, is just now becoming aware of. It just wasn't cost effective. Like ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo. I was able to duplicate a system that literally could outperform 4.0 today. It was not cost effective, and it would take quite a while. It could get caught in loops. But the idea that like the model has to be some super intelligent, that the agentic frameworks, they burn a lot of energy, although they're becoming significantly more efficient. But you're not talking to an AI in the way that like you talk to ChatGPT. Like it's not the same at all. The ChatGPT is literally, dude, this is like for the fucking public to just be like, oh, look at this new thing. Like, why would
actually, now that I think about it, I wanted to do some program development a long time ago, based on certain like Excel sheets that I had. I started the project, and I didn't have enough time. I had to like work and do all of that. So I just dropped it. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. But that again before ChatGPT and all these things. Now I might be able to get back to it. See, again, it's a productivity boost. Now it enables me to do things much more efficiently and much faster because I don't know how to do. I'm not a program developer, so now it helps me get on my feet with program development much faster.
I don't know how to code, bro. I just know how to talk to the AI. So if you know how to code, you just look into how to use the AI.
But that's what I'm telling you. Because you don't know how to code, then it would seem very impressive to you.
No. It would seem very impressive to you, the outcome. You're just because I can look at what you're claiming it does, and I see a ton of people do it, and I can look at what people who actually are legitimately using AI, like people that are way above me in understanding and coding. I'm able to replicate some small thing that they're able to. Oh no, they have a very different. They're much more like this is changing everything. The whole world's about to change. People don't. That's their take. Maybe
it does it for them. Yeah, but just like for me, and I'm able to do so much more now. Because it's much faster. I disagree. I don't think it's going to have the impact we think it's going to have. I do not believe 1 second that it's going to change the entire world and everything we know. And no.
You shouldn't even work. You literally spend all your time doing it.
That's it.
Yeah, so, I mean, hopefully that's what it is. It certainly could be used that way. My thing is that
it could be much more. It could be much more than that.
Well, it depends. It depends on how it gets implemented, because it effectively, look. If you could, I know you're going to fundamentally disagree with the premise in itself, but if you do have the top AI model in the world and it by far outperforms everything and anything, but you effectively have a monopoly. We're seeing it doesn't have to be abundantly clear that you have a monopoly. This is one of the things that with OpenAI that we're seeing.
What are you talking about? Who is you?
For example, OpenAI, the push of a button can, and there's an argument that they have the right to do that. At the push of a button, can completely eliminate a whole sector of startups, simply because a ton of startups implemented their product, built something on top of it. And OpenAI releases a new model that renders that startup completely useless. Now you just have to say, hey, do this.
This is what I call AI schizo talk. Hey!
Yeah, but dude, they fundamentally are doing that.
I don't believe that. I don't know why you would. If I don't use ChatGPT, I can go use Grok. It will help me code.
No. I'm talking about like companies that are like startups that like a huge part of whatever they're trying to do, why they're able to make it work relies on their ability to do something that is very unique from their competitors and is completely beholden to the fact that there's not an AI that can do that on its own, rendering them useless. Right? So just even if you don't agree that's the case, if you had an AI and a company is investing a ton of money that's building on top of that AI, and that company knows, like, yeah, in about 6 weeks we're going to release a new model that's going to shock the world. It's like, well, okay, like it's a whole bunch of startups. This is why you're not seeing it being as widely adopted.
I don't believe that. And I told you before that the CEOs at AI companies and employees likewise have an incentive to make things seem much bigger than they are. Because I want
100%.
100%. I want to invest in funds. I am telling you, I'm going to come to you with something that's going to change the entire world. Okay, give me your investment money. Because if this thing changes the entire world, you want to invest in it so that you have a stake in it. So that if it goes up, but if Bloom changes the world, it's very profitable, then you're going to end up being one rich motherfucker. Okay, we understand how these games are played. We understand that totally. I am investing, but I'm I'm not paying it that much attention. I mean, look, there's Apple. Apple declared that they're gonna enter the AI game. They entered a little bit late, but that's fine. Apple has so much funds that they can even pay off all the other AI projects. They're gonna lose their employees because they're gonna go to Apple. Apple will pay them more. So I already invested in Apple. When they made that declaration, I even invested more. Some people dumped. Doesn't matter. Okay, I understand these things. Now, NVIDIA, like, you depend on their processors and whatnot. So definitely I have a shit ton of stocks in NVIDIA. Okay, I'm benefiting from that. Okay, again, like, we know how these things work.
I think they're playing the smart move, which is effectively we're on track to where models that cost $500 million to produce and train in 6 months a year will cost $10 million to train.
Okay, again, efficiency. That's all it is.
No, I'm talking about like the actual training of a proprietary, or however you want to look at it, large language model. The costs involved are like they're dropping significantly, which is like obviously expected because.
No problem. That's better, and it makes it more accessible.
OpenAI spent over $1 billion. That DeepSeek, the Chinese AI lab, was able to replicate. Obviously, they relied heavily on the outputs.
Fake.
What do you mean fake?
Yeah, it's so retarded. That's why NVIDIA dumped like crazy, and I bought a shit ton of it, and I made a shit ton of money. Because it's so retarded. The Chinese cannot bypass that whole situation. They do need NVIDIA processors. They have NVIDIA processors that they cannot declare because there's sanctions. So then they had to make the claim that they are running it without much NVIDIA processors, which is why it dumped. Obviously, I know that's not the case, so I bought the living shit out of it, and I made a lot of money. Again, it's so retarded. No. Just simply no. I don't think we're going to have an AI that floats freely. AI is so powerful that it uses nothing, no energy, no nothing, no processor. We don't need that. Like, yeah, that's not realistic.
They have some method that, it does involve like not requiring as Chris isn't here. He could probably answer this better than I do, but it's a topic.
Who is it? I'm telling you, I know exactly what it is.
Have you heard of AlphaFold 3?
They are using NVIDIA processors. It's just that they cannot declare that they are using these processors. So they had to make the claim that they're not using them. And that's why, oh my God, they don't need NVIDIA? Oh, yeah, of course they do, but there's sanctions, dude. Come on.
I still think like if you're getting a limited supply of the NVIDIA processors, I don't think that's just, it should be no big deal here. Easy to train these models. Like, yes, it definitely helps, but I think, and Chris can probably answer this better. He knows the technical side.
I don't know who Chris is, dude. I know my
Zemini. Zenimini. How the fuck do you say your name, dude? Zenimini.
It doesn't matter. I know my NVIDIA. Okay, go ahead. Tell me, what is it?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
So, Rabbi, have you heard of this thing?
No, he hasn't heard of shit.
AlphaFold 3 by Google.
No.
It solved the protein,
no idea.
Protein folding problem.
Do you think they have the search engine?
That's
I have not heard of. I have not heard of. I'm not always out there looking for new AI to use now.
Well, you don't. It's irrelevant whether it's something you can use if it's able to do.
If it's not useful for me, it's irrelevant to me. If it's not but for society, it could be useful. It's just that it's not useful for me, so I don't pay it much attention. I have a job, dude.
I get it. But if it fundamentally is doing something that is your whole sort of concept or your projection is relying on it not being able to do, and it is able to do it, wouldn't you maybe adjust?
Tell me more about it. What is that AI that's so doing?
No, Chris, you explain because you said it directly contradicts something you said.
Yeah. So the protein folding problem has to do with like the sort of genetic, sort of sequences within the DNA and
sort of the RNA that then chain links the amino acids, and then sort of like the ability for us to do that and sort of get an accurate image of the shape of the protein. We need to do X-ray crystallography, which costs around like $10,000 to $15,000, and like the whole setup. But it's been solved now to like a 99.999% like through AI. Like we can now predict the protein's shape of any molecule in sort of the biological ecosystem, and then we can sort of create custom delivery drugs.
There's been a lot of talks about that, remember? And Trump came and he said that they were from he invited people who talked about the use of AI in healthcare specifically, and they are investing $500 billion.
That's all bullshit. That's the distraction.
No, I don't think that's a distraction. I do think AI can be very helpful in
bro, they know
as a preventative method. Hold on. As a preventative method, I think it can be very useful. So it has these uses. But in the end, it boils down to the following. It is an efficiency solution. Now, I'm able to come up with something that I otherwise would come up with in a very, 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 very long time. But when it comes to R&D, like,
it's called the laws of accelerating returns, Rabbi. It's called the laws of accelerating returns, where a piece of technology, affects other sort of domains within the infrastructure. Think about it.
Okay, everything that gets released by an AI lab is getting cross-checked through an agency at this point. They know that the only thing that matters is going to come down to who gets the AI first. Not because it could you don't want to be the motherfucker that doesn't have the nuke, right? And you know that China, dude, the fact that they don't even talk about the impacts it's going to have, to me is like it's very sketch. It's very sketch. Like it's like we do need more people because
I get that. But again, like I'm not even disputing that. I don't see how that contradicts my words. But I do think it's gonna be very good, especially for healthcare. I still don't see how it's anything other than efficiency solution. And yes, I understand that there's an acceleration going on, and it allows you to some sort of, in a way, unlock things that you otherwise would have spent a lot of time, energy, and effort and dedication to unlock. And therefore, acceleration. I understand all of that.
No, it literally solved the problem that was unsolvable. Like, it predicts any sort of protein molecular shape structure. It's insane.
It's a weapon for the government, and it's going to be the most capable, dangerous weapon the world has ever known. So that's how you're going down. That's how they are viewing it. That's how they should view it, frankly. Because why would you not want to be ahead of your enemy in a weapon?
That's the problem here. That is going down the conspiracy theory road.
Dude, that's not a fucking conspiracy, dude. My God.
Okay. Of course it is. You're saying that was a government weapon.
No, it inevitably will be a weapon. It has the ability to be used as a weapon, so therefore it's going to be treated by the government as if it were a weapon. And we like to invest in weapons that are very powerful. So
everything
therefore,
can be used as a weapon. Every single thing can be used as a weapon.
Right, but this is kind of the weapon of all weapons. You don't get this weapon, and everyone else it submits to you, and you don't ever lose the power at that point unless you lose control of the weapon. Like it's just it's that big of a deal. That's how they view it. That's how they should view it.
But that's how you should view it.
Yeah, no, 100%. And so I know that, for example, I know when we were trying to split the atom that we were very open with our enemies. This is where we're at. We just want to let everyone know that it's our progress is coming along, and we're not going to be anything but transparent.
You know what's so crazy about AI? It's a prediction token mechanism, right? So it's literally predicting based on the sort of the amount of parameters that it has, sort of the possible theoretical futures that most align to the sort of current present state of now. It's a predictive, and the greater, and sort of like the scaling laws, right? The more data, like the more data centers that you create and the more compute, the better the predictive powers that this neural networks literally, like, they become more, they're almost like prophets in a sense.
It's basically you can tell everyone, oh, everything's going to be cheap and free. It's like, well, yeah, you're just going to like invoke communism, build nuclear power plants, and if the productivity output that you get is more valuable than what it costs you to extract the energy or produce the energy, then it's effectively free.
It is not.
It's effectively free. Like the more energy you put into it, the output is going to.
A research article about this on top from MIT. You know, so if you guys want to check it out, it's a pretty good research article about this.
No, they don't want to look at the real information if it contradicts their stance.
Dude, that thought, you're making it seem like, no, I just don't think it's gonna change every damn aspect of our life in a certain way or another way. I'm not into that. I, as a human being, I'm not much into that. I do believe that to be like down the conspiracy theory road. You know me, dude. I don't like hypotheticals.
This isn't like a hypothetical. This is like especially that's why I think you just hate it. There's I don't know if it's a religious thing, which I don't know why it would conflict, but it seems to be a lot of people. It seems to be like a very weird. I'm not saying this for you, but for a lot of people, it seems like they have really no reason to take the stance that they have on it. Like to say it will never be this, because like,
dude, because you always take it down the road that I simply don't believe it. Like you were talking to me nonstop about free will and the role of AI in human salvation. I mean that.
No, see, this is what I'm saying. Totally rejecting it. I just don't want to hear it, and think that you get what I'm saying when I'm really coming to in a good faith thing, because I don't see
Randy, the way that Jesus Christ you've never been able to embody.
I don't think AI is going to replace us, man. I think we will have to adapt to it. We've always been doing that. There was a point where cars didn't exist. You didn't know how to drive a car. Then came the car, and it changed your life. You adapted to it. Now you need a driver's license. You didn't need that. Okay. There were no computers at some point. There were no phones. We used pictures. Now we have phones.
There were Neuralink ruled the world at one point.
There you go, Neuralink. So you can restore someone's movement, or maybe it's restore someone's sight.
They've already done that. They've already restored someone's sight. Yeah.
Okay, exactly. Literally. So we weren't able to do that. Now we can. So, but it didn't.
Didn't they also transfer someone's head to a different body, or were they going to do that? Yeah. No, I'm serious.
There was a Russian doctor. Yeah, but he never went through with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that never happened.
It was, but they're gonna try to do it, but it's like such a stupid thing to try to. I don't get those people that live transhumanists. Like it's like why does the machine that you've uploaded your brain into, why does it only turn on after you die? Like why turn it on while you're alive? Like, shouldn't that be a sign that, like, hey, okay, this is just some version of, like, you're not living.
The only sign you will get is the sign of Jonah. That's the only sign that you will get.
Well, Jonah got eaten by the whale, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can sort of buy, like, the sort of transhumanist argument is if it's sort of like a ship of thesis sort of argument, right, where your brain is slowly replaced, like atom by like nanotech machine over a period of time. That's like the only like possible way. Like all this other stuff is you're gonna die. Like it's not. That's like it's awesome though. Yeah.
I mean, if you.
I don't think we will go there, and even if we could be one.
Jacobus was here for a second. Yo, Gustav.
Man's website.
I'm watching it on the same website. That's the funny part.
Yeah, I'm watching it too on the same website. It works fine for me. I think it sounds like it's you guys.
This trash.
He said the fight was trash.
Yeah, it's garbage. Oh, he's tripping.
You have to go to the second link. You have to go to the second link, new guy.
If they stop working at 65, that's an issue. Now, if you can make them live longer, but you can also make them live healthier, then that's okay. But we're gonna shift the focus towards making them live healthier.
What the fuck are you thinking of, man?
If you live up to 100, because no, all medicine does is patch you up. But if there's something that can make you retire at 85, now you retire at 95.
Nobody want to work after 55.
Okay, no, but we could live in a world where we would. If we can make you more cognitively there. We don't know how to do that. We cannot do that. We're not going to reach it.
No, you want to stop aging. It's not a problem of cognition. It's a problem of...
The World Economic Forum,
I'm not sure you can.
The technologists
No, Randy.
No.
Randy, it's not a problem of cognition. 55-year-olds have perfect cognition. What they have is wisdom, and they understand that all the bullshit is a waste of time.
Randy, you live forever as a vegetable, dude.
At the age of 55, you realize that the rat race is bullshit.
Okay.
John is lucky he figured it out at 25.
Granted, I'm telling you, we don't want to. If we can make you live and be productive, sure. We cannot do that. We cannot reverse aging. We cannot. Your neurons die, and when they die, they're not coming back. They're not coming back.
But it's not a cognition issue. People get wiser over time with experience, and around the age of 45, 55, people realize that life is not all about making money like you, and then they start regretting, just like you will, not having children younger and building a family and a legacy. But it's not about a loss of cognition at that age. It's about experience teaches them that there are things that are more important than making a lot of money.
Their only goal is
you can't escape that.
And reverse aging, their only goal is to make sure you don't reproduce.
If you make someone that's 200 years old, it's not going to change the fact that at 55 they will understand that money isn't everything in life.
Dude, money fundamentally is going to, at this level, if we're going to play that hypothetical, money isn't even going to be the currency. It's literally going to be your ability to pass on your genes. And
your sexuality, exactly.
I mean, if you could increase the life expectancy by 200 years, just in theory, why would you? I mean, this is gonna sound evil, but why would you introduce that? Why, without killing anyone, if you could induce a scenario where you basically don't have a massive group of people aren't reproducing, you convince them not to reproducing. Why wouldn't you want to start with I mean, I don't know. Would we want to have 9 billion people that are going to live for the next 200 years, but also reproduce at the same rate? Why would you start it off on that track if you believe this is the thing for humanity and you don't really, that's your only intention, is to improve humanity as you see it, the continuity of our species? It's like, no. It's like, don't kill anyone, just convince them not to reproduce. You don't have to kill them. They just don't have to. Just don't reproduce. And they're gonna do this by basically saying,
we're gonna go without AI. We're gonna go there. We are going there. Fertility rates are going so low, and they're gonna continue going low.
Yeah, dude, they're driving it down. That's their intent, bro. It's very
by design. That's what I've been telling you since the beginning of this room. Is that is by design, and
that's a conspiracy theory.
No, it's not. No, you're not gonna vote your way out.
It's not a conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory. We're doing it to ourselves.
If I'm in power, I will do the same thing. If I'm in power, I'll do the same thing. I will sign up you into not making babies because that's what we need. We need you to not make babies.
Nigga, you sign up yourself into not making babies.
No, I'm saying. I'm saying that. I'm telling you that this is by design. This is what we need as an economy. That's it. I'm not saying it's ideal, but that's what it's required.
Yeah, but you're working off a framework that you're assuming will hold through and through, which that framework is basically relative to
until we change it. If you change it, you're gonna have World War III. So until then, this is what we're gonna do. But you reach the point where you cannot have World War III. You don't have youth. You cannot fight the war.
You can with drones and robots.
Yeah.
Okay, so good luck. That's all I'm telling you. No, the future is the future is a future where we don't have children. In fact, I would argue the future.
I agree.
Did you guys read the Brave New World by Aldous Huxley?
Oh, I'm just antiquated. I'm old school.
Well, in that book, it tells you.
You Back to the Future, Randy.
It's a
Lou and John.
Oh my God, nigga, can you shut up? So I can get a sentence out. It is a dystopian future where you don't have a mother and you don't have a father. The government raises babies in incubators and it produces exactly as many people as it needs. So yeah, we're not gonna go back to. We are gonna end up in a world where there's nothing called a mother and a father.
Yeah, I agree.
That's literally the three of you.
No, I'm telling you that's where we're gonna go because we have every incentive to make that happen.
There's gonna be synthetic wombs as well.
Yeah. The women are literally gonna be
outside the human body. We're gonna have it outside the human body.
Yeah. What the fuck would a synthetic womb be if it's like?
What the hell do I need women for?
So that book, I agree with it completely. It's gonna be a world where mom and dad doesn't exist. Your mom is the government. Your dad is the government. The government produces you when it needs a human. They produce a human.
And in that book, Rabbi, wasn't there like kitty diddling, like with kids, like diddling?
Of course, there's going to be. You can fucking create a person that nobody knows exists.
In the very beginning, like in the book, Brave New World, like there was kids diddling other kids, like, and it was done by the government. Look into it.
I know the book. In the first chapter, it's talking about the electrocuting the children. Electrocuting the children as the incubator to teach them what not to like and whatever, to condition them to like certain things and dislike certain things and think in certain ways. And that's definitely something that we're going to do. We're already doing it even with
with AI models.
Not AI, dude. He keeps taking it back.
Here we go.
It has nothing to do with AI.
I think we're going to struggle to be able to distinguish ourselves from AI in the way our brains work versus what it's.
It's just impossible.
I know.
These kids are lazy.
Randy walks around the world and he's like, obviously, of course, that's the other way.
I know everything. It's so clear, but I still need like 5 years before I can navigate it. Like, motherfucker, you lack wisdom, Randy. You're a very intelligent guy, but you just it's almost like you're incapable of learning.
Okay, that's what
He literally got something growth at the age of 15, bro.
This has nothing to do with AI. Why can't you understand that?
Why? How can you be so certain of that?
Why are you so certain that? Why does it always have to be AI with you? Okay,
I don't know. Maybe
let's assume it is AI. That's besides the point.
Oh, that besides the point.
It has nothing to do with AI.
My God. This is an obsession. Because it would make sense that you would set up.
Can you tell him that I don't want to tell him. Can you tell him that he's an again? Diego.
Oh, I already know. You don't need to tell me that. I'm very open to new information.
Diego, can you tell him please, Diego?
I talk to him every day.
So, but can you tell him that I am saying he's a nigger?
Listen, I think Lou, he's calling you a nigger.
It would be more impactful if you just said that you think that I'm a nigger, and not mention that it's real.
Diego,
I tell you this every day.
But can you tell him that I'm saying it? I don't think he gets it.
I'm honest, man. It would be more impactful if Diego were to say it and not. Even if it is from you, don't tell me it's from you.
Lou, listen.
Can you tell him, Diego? Can you just tell him in again?
Randy, your cognition is the easiest thing to convert into an AI model because the AI model can just be trained to know everything and everything can be obvious. In fact, let's play that game.
Oh
Lou,
boy, it's irrelevant. We're not talking about AI, dude.
Here we go.
We're gonna take it to AI, but we're not even mentioning what I mentioned has nothing.
You're the only one who doesn't want to talk about it right now. Everyone else seems to find it somewhat interesting.
Okay, we can talk about AI, but with the example I gave, okay, fine. Let's talk about AI, dude. But what I'm telling you is there's no need to insert it into everything. Like when I said it has nothing to do with AI. Okay, now we can go back to AI if you want. But AI isn't the it-all be-all for every damn thing. That's just not, I don't believe that.
Look, you know less about AI relative to me than I know about fucking the Bible and Christianity relative to you. Like, this would be like me telling you definitively, no, this is relevant. Totally irrelevant.
Look, I told the AI.
I don't need to look at it. We know what it is.
Here's the AI. I just programmed Randy into the AI. I said, you're a person who questions nothing. Everything in the world is obvious. You doubt nothing. Your opinion is that in the future, people will not reproduce. They'll opt not to have kids. I said, yeah, there's a day. People are done with reproducing. The future's all about living for yourself, not popping out of the tent.
But I didn't say the I said we have a higher chance of that being the case than us going backwards. That's all I said. I never even mentioned.
What do you mean by going backwards?
Going backwards, I think, because remember in the beginning of the show we had Midas who said, no, we're going to go back to a family-friendly Christian society.
No. It is totally obvious. Society's barreling towards a ditching reproduction. Going backwards to big family? Nah, that's ancient.
What's scary is how many intelligent people that just completely don't even want to take AI into consideration as a threat.
It's not AI.
You know why, Lou? It's because intelligent people, that's all they have is their intelligence, so they're afraid of something more intelligent than them.
There you go.
Can you comprehend?
That would imply you're more intelligent than them. That's how you figure that out.
Can you comprehend that what I said has nothing to do with AI, dude?
What you said has no relevance to anything. I get it. There's a predictable framework that you're operating within, and it has no relevance. I get that.
Granted, AI will do everything, and it will change everything we know. But fine, I'll grant you all of that shit. It still has nothing to do with what I said now. You're just taking it all to AI, dude. But the statement that I made has nothing to do with AI.
What did you
say?
say?
Positive nor negative. Good. Regarding that whole Midas point, it has nothing to do with AI. It just pisses me off.
Exactly, it's clear.
It just pisses me. No, it just pisses me off. No, say it. Oh my god. It's just so gay. It's so boring.
That's another part of you. It's everything in the icy born easily. Give me yourself, Brad.
You're right. I think we should have focused here.
Way to fixate, nigga.
Randy, how much did the nuclear bomb increase GDP?
It's real, like 1 million %.
I don't think it increased GDP.
Oh, well, what was the point of building it?
It wasn't about the economy.
Why is the economy only relevant if you have some ability to defend yourself?